Hello, class. My name is Dr. Long. I will be your professor for this semester. This class is History 2112, American History 2. And of course, it is an online class. I'm delighted to have you for this semester. I hope that you learn a lot about modern American history in this class. I hope you meet some interesting classmates online. And my real aspiration is that you take things from this class that you will use for the rest of your life as a citizen, as a worker, no matter what career field that you go into. Now, we are getting started online a little bit earlier than face-to-face classes. So once you get this email, and of course this video is embedded in it, please begin working on things. First, read my introduction welcome email that I'm sending to you very carefully, along with the syllabus and the discussions guideline that I'm sending you, and begin familiarizing yourself with D2L. D2L is very, very important for this class. Now, this class does not have a traditional textbook, and I think you'll find that very helpful as it is an online class. Instead, we use a new and fairly new and very good online textbook called the American Yap. And I have a link to that online textbook on your syllabus. I'm sending you a link to it also on this email, and you'll see it embedded within D2L throughout the class. So it's very easy for you to get to. You can read the chapters that will be assigned to you online. You can print them out if you so choose. If you really, really want a hard copy of the textbook, I have instructions about that on the syllabus. And if you have questions about that, don't hesitate to email me about it. I know most people will probably prefer simply to read it online, but if you're really desiring to have a hard copy, see the syllabus, and if you have questions or it's confusing, please let me know. Now, the class you'll have a number of chapters to read from the American Yap, and that's the foundational textbook for the class. But the textbook, as well as short primary source documents that are assigned in addition to each chapter, all of those materials are organized into 7 modules. That's how the class is organized. Now, the first module only has 1 chapter and 1 short primary source document. It's a little bit short. It goes a little over a week, as you'll see on the course syllabus. But most modules, and if you look at the course schedule in the syllabus, they'll show you this, most modules have 2 to 3 chapters worth of work along with accompanying primary source documents. Now, before you begin working on our first chapter and first module, and the first chapter is chapter 15, please go to the Start Here tab on D2L and use that to familiarize yourself with the class. Do that, read the syllabus. You'll need to do that fairly soon so that you're not lost in the class. And I would encourage you as well to just play around on D2L to find things. Sometimes the easiest thing on a computer, as you probably know, is to just play around with it. Now, for each module, you'll have a series of chapters assigned to you along with accompanying primary source documents. And those primary source documents under the chapter are all listed under a folder called Additional Primary Sources. So you can find them there. Now, as you read, please take good notes, whether you want to take it on a piece of paper or a notebook, or if you have a printed version, to underline and put notes in the margin. And you can certainly use those throughout the semester as you go back and have assignments to complete. Now, as I mentioned, the chapters and the accompanying primary source documents, the materials for this class, are organized into 7 modules. And each module also has 2 types of graded items that you'll need to complete at the end of it. The first is for each module, each chapter assigned in each module has a chapter quiz. And you'll find this under the chapter in D2L, and you can find that under Content Items and Content. So you go through, you read the chapter, you read the short primary source document or documents under Additional Primary Sources, and then you'll take a quiz based on your readings. And you'll see some commonalities with all these quizzes. So you take a quiz, and then you will participate in a module discussion. And the module discussions are based on your readings, particularly some of the primary sources, but also some of your chapter readings. And for the discussions, you simply go under Communications, that main tab, and then the sub-tab Discussions, and you'll see Module 1, Module 2, etc., and you'll work at it that way. So you'll have quizzes and discussions for each module. Now, you will also have a midterm exam based on about a little over half the chapter readings and that you have, and that's about halfway through the semester, and that's 50 multiple choice questions, and it's the same sort of questions you'll see on the chapter quizzes. You'll also, at the very end, of course, have a final exam based on the latter chapters, latter modules in the semester as well. In addition, and this is on the syllabus, and I have a guideline for this, you will have a term paper later in the semester. And the term paper will be based on a book on the civil rights movement by David Howard Pitney. And let me show you what this physically looks like. I'll just hold it up here. Okay, so that's the book. You can find the full title, the full ISBN number, all the publication information listed on the syllabus. Again, there is a term paper guideline on D2L as well. Please go ahead and get that book now. You will need it later for the term paper. You don't need it immediately, but the bookstore will sell it for the next couple of weeks and then send extra copies back to the publisher. So you don't want to be scrambling at the last minute trying to get a copy of the book. The easiest thing that will save you a lot of trouble is to just purchase it now, put it aside, and we'll come to it later in the semester. And if you don't like the bookstore, you can order it online as well. Now, as I mentioned, all the chapters and the short primary source documents that accompany the chapters are organized into 7 modules. And you'll click on the chapter and work through the materials there, read the chapter, read the short primary source documents, complete the chapter quizzes, and complete the module discussion that I've already talked about. For Module 1, which is Chapter 15 and the accompanying primary source documents, you need to complete that by Sunday, January 19th at 11:30 p.m. in D2L. And as a note, I try to have predictable deadlines. Most work is due on a Sunday evening. And if you go to the syllabus and see the course schedule towards the end of the syllabus, it gives you a full listing of all assignments and all deadlines. And you can actually work ahead if you like. The course is set up that way. You can do quizzes, you can do all kinds of assignments ahead of time, even if you've got vacation and so forth. So that does give you some flexibility. But again, our first chapter work, Chapter 15 on Reconstruction, you need to read that chapter, complete the additional, the primary source document in the additional primary source folder, and the quiz and discussion. Those are due on Sunday, January 19th at 11:30 p.m. Now for the discussion, you will see instructions when you click on the discussion. And I also have a discussions guideline that's very extensive and lists all my expectations of what I'm looking for. That is on D2L. And I'm also attaching it to this first welcome email to you. Please read that before you begin your discussions and refer to it throughout the semester. That will definitely help you improve your grade if you pay close attention to my expectations. Now, as a general tip, this is an online class, so that gives you a lot of flexibility. That may be why you signed up for it, and that's great. But the deadlines for this class are pretty hard and fast, so you need to be very careful about your time in this class. There's flexibility on the one hand, but there are real deadlines on the other. And those deadlines are hard and fast. I do drop your lowest 2 quizzes and your lowest discussion assignment automatically, but unless there's some really extenuating circumstance, I do not allow makeups. Now, to reach me at any time, I'm very accessible. I'm online quite a bit. I check my GHC email very frequently. That's the best way to reach me. Please check your GHC email on a regular basis. And please get on D2L on a regular basis. I put announcements on there. I send you emails as reminders. There's also the calendar function on D2L. But you need to be online and engaged in this class to succeed. Well, I think that about sums it up. Welcome again to this class. I'm looking forward to having you. If you have questions, let me know. Again, the best way to always reach me is my GHC email. All right, we'll talk with you later. Bye.